Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D. So this is going to be my video on my predictions for Australia. So I've tried to look at things that I guess that are going on, the topics that are sort of going on from where I am. So I'm based in Sydney, so I'm not too sure what's happening in the other states. So I try to look at what's happening globally for us as a country, and also looking at some states too. I was getting some things as well when I was meditating and tuning into this, and I'll do some cards too and see if I can get some more information about what's going on. And if you want to know if there's anything that I haven't covered that you want to know about, please put it in the comment section and I will address it. Look, I'm going to do another video for America addressing all the other people were asking about other questions too. Okay, so what I was getting, looking at our government, so our federal government that we've had, so we've got the Labor Party that's come into power this year. Okay, so I looked into this. So I feel like by February next year, or not by, where did I get this? I was getting by next year that Anthony Albanese is actually going to be out. So I feel like looking at February, March next year is when we may see him be pushed out. I was actually looking at the astrology with him, and because what I feel is going to happen, I feel like he's going to get pushed out, and I feel like Jason Sinclair is going to get pushed, is going to be put in. He keeps on standing out to me, that guy, and he I just feel like that there's a chance that he may want to get the top job and get Anthony out. And I was tuning into and looking at their planets, like the astrology, what I could see. I don't have their time of births, but I had their birthday, so I could see half the story. Is what I could see. So next year, actually in 2024, in February 2024, so Anthony Albanese is going to have Saturn over his sun. So because that's not going to be a positive thing. That's going to be problems over his life. That may start, those issues for him may start before then, but even this year, there are some transits that I looked at that wasn't great. Because so this year he's going to have he's got a Saturn return, which I feel like that, plus his Jupiter over the sun. Even though Jupiter had come off his sun, Jupiter's luck, for anyone who doesn't know astrology, wherever I see Jupiter, I see it's luck. It came over his sun, so luck over his life, even though it went over because it went to Aries, but it will go back. The energy is still there, so that's what got him over. Plus, maybe his Saturn return for something. When you get your Saturn return comes in, which is when your transit Saturn meets natal Saturn, it's something big that happens in your life. These things happen around 29, 30, even 28, and then you're going around the 58, 59, 60 mark in life. Something big happens in your life. It's like coming of age, and it's something that you haven't done before. So that could be why he got into power. Because let's face it, he only got the 31%, only like 30% of the vote that he got in. I feel like also he's going to have Saturn this year over Mercury, and he's also already got Pluto over Venus. So Saturn over Mercury is going to have problems with communication. I feel like we're going to see that come up in around August, where we're going to find that he's what he's going to say is not going to be good. Even now, what we're seeing here, the way he communicates, he's not confident. He's not confident. He's a Pisces. So when I look at his actual star sign, so he is a Pisces sun. He has a Gemini moon, and his Mercury is in Aquarius. So the way he thinks it's different. The way he speaks it's different. Communicates very, very short, like sleep, but he's not if his sun sign and the moon sign, the Gemini is going to help him look more social, and Gemini are usually youthful, but he doesn't come across as youthful for me. But he's a Pisces sun, so Pisces, they're not strong leaders. They can be quite sensitive. They kind of need fire there to bring them out, to sort of toughen them up a little bit, because they can be sort of inward introverted, shy. There's also a bit of paranoia that can come in with that star sign. They can be very intuitive as well. Mixed with the Gemini moon, that would help him to come out more, being more social, being able to network, probably how it got to where he is now. And then with the Mercury, with the Aquarian, it can be very humanitarian the way he thinks. But the way that when I tune into him, and with these transits that are coming up with Pluto over Venus, that's going to be change with either money or a loved one. So either this could be resulting in that relationship breakup. Someone, when I see these transits, it can, I'm not saying it does, but it can mean someone around him a loved one could pass. Could. It could also mean that money, he loses a lot of money as well. And this could happen, if it hasn't happened yet around him, I don't know exactly what's going on in his personal life. If that hasn't happened yet, then it will happen, if not this year, next year, coming up, if it hasn't yet already. I had that transit just recently, and that's when last year I lost my 2 cats. So I've gone for that transit myself. It can be quite hard, and other things that go on with that transit. But even with his communication that we're seeing, like he's always blaming, at the moment their big thing is blaming the other party for inheriting the debt when they were the ones that made the debt in the first place. Try not to be too judgmental and sway with this. I am trying to be non-judgmental, even though, to be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of this party. I just never really been a fan of the Labour Party as such. I am more conservative. But I just feel like when I tune into him that he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's been propped up there. There's other people in that. There's like people who control that party that we don't see. There's a lot of things that go on. I feel like that they've done. I do feel like they have links to the WHO, or the world, the world. The WHO and the other parties that go on in Europe that everyone's worried about. I do feel like there's ties and deals done with them. I kind of do feel like because I feel like personally out of the 2 major parties we do have the more of the evil one in power. That's just my opinion, and that's just what I feel. Not that I'm at the moment an overly big fan of the other party either. But then when I go into Jason Sinclair, because I said he keeps on standing out to me, this guy. And I actually have met him. So I will put a picture up beside me so you know who I'm talking about. I actually have met him years ago, but still not a fan of the party. But when I tune into him, I actually get that he is more of a leader. I do feel like people will warm up to him more. He's actually, his planets, he's actually in Aries. So fire signs you're going to find they are more leaders. And when we look back at our other leaders that we have had, so when you're looking at Bob Hawke, he was a Sag. He had very funness about him, and he was popular. The next one who did a lot and was in power for a long time was John Howard. He was a Leo. So the fire signs tend to actually are the ones that do more. They are more likable, and it puts them out. The fire signs tend to be the ones that really you end up getting more out of. And he's also a Cancerian moon. So he would be a very strong person. At the same time, there is a nurturing aspect to him as well. He probably is a person who doesn't like to go out that much, likes probably more of a family person. He'd have a big heart there with that Cancerian moon. He's got the Aries Mercury. So even how he will speak, he will have a very stronger communication, and it probably is about him, but he'll be able to twist and manipulate things. Now, he actually has some good transits that I see that actually could get him into what I'm seeing. He has Jupiter over the Sun coming up now in next year, so in his life he's going to get some very good luck coming up with him. He's got Uranus over Venus, which is now and also will still be there next year. That's going to be unexpected, something unexpected with either a loved one or money. Anything over Venus, it's money or it is like relationships. So something unexpected. So he could very well unexpectedly get that top job. Chiron, he does have that Chiron over Mercury, which is now, so that's a bit of pain with communication. I remember before the election I was seeing him a lot on TV, and now I'm not seeing him at all, so perhaps there's something going on with that. That's going to be now, but also next year the Jupiter will actually help that with that transit that he's got. And then we've got Jupiter over Venus, which is happening March in 2024, plus Mars. So in 2024 is going to be a big year. So I mean, Anthony could be out then. I feel like potentially it could even be March next year, but it could be 2024 that he does. And then this guy has really good, he's going to have some really good transits there that's going to make him stronger and could actually help him get into power then. But I don't know, I feel like he's the one to watch. He keeps on sending out to me. I do feel like out of the two of them, he will be the better leader, and like people will warm up to him more, and people will probably like him more than who we have at the moment. It's not great. Okay, because I just feel like I feel more for next year, but it could happen the year after that where he's out. And I feel like, I do feel like that when things are getting tough even now, they're going to leave him out to dry, and they're all having the same spills that they're inheriting this debt. I feel like they don't know what they're doing. It's like last time when they were in power, they really don't know. They don't really have any idea. They're kind of propped up. They're trying to please, I guess, the world stage, but they just don't really know what's really going on and what to do. Okay, I feel like that. What have I got here? Okay, so I've also got here. I was seeing also he was being. Okay, this is Anthony Albanese. Seeing him being a bit greedy. Yeah, that he doesn't really know. He doesn't really know what. It's like he's getting a bit of an ego boost at the moment. He's on an ego trip, but he really has nothing going on. And I feel like in August this year, I kind of feel like the party's going to hang him out to dry, and I feel like there's going to be something to do with Penny Wong with that. If I'm seeing her now, I kind of feel like that they're going to use him to make him look dumb or make him look stupid. They're gonna hide behind him. They're like laughing behind his back. I feel like they're not really taking him very seriously. He's not. It's like he's not really their leader. So saying with this party, it's like we see the faces, but there's something going on behind the scenes that we just don't see. That's what I feel like with this party. I know all politics can be like that, but with this party especially, this stuff I feel like goes on. Okay, and because I feel like scared, nervous. Yeah, because I feel like he's going to get quite scared. He's going to be nervous. He's going to be scared. Yeah, it's not great. I kind of feel like they know what China's intentions are. Like they know more than what they're spilling out to us. They know what's going on, but they're not really letting us know. And I kind of feel like when I'm tuning into the whole China thing, I just get war energy coming up. As I said before, my other videos, I have felt a bit, I do get real nervous, overwhelmed a bit. I do kind of feel like there's a possibility of us being attacked. I kind of feel like, because I keep on seeing like how Darwin was attacked by the Japanese in World War II. So I feel like there could be attack either up sort of Darwin way because it's up top, or could even be, or I feel like it could be either like this New South Wales, Melbourne part. That's where I'm feeling attacks could be done, or they will try to use us to do with the mining stuff over there. I do actually see the WA Premier. I do feel like I feel like he's very corrupt. I feel like he is doing deals with China to do with those mines. I don't trust that guy. he has a double standard, and I feel like he keeps on backtrailing with things. I don't know a lot about him. I just get a very sleazy vibe from him. I get a vibe that he's just not very truthful. Again, he gets told what to say, and he's just being manipulated, but I feel like he's kind of being bought. That's what I feel like with him. Now I feel like if there's an attack, I just feel like end of this year there's something going on. November, December, I kind of feel we might feel unsafe or an uneasy feeling happening coming up towards the end of the year for us. Okay, I also got the food shortages. I feel like they're going to get worse. So I feel like that foot and mouth disease that's coming up, I feel like that's going to get a bit worse. I feel like they need to isolate animals. They need to look at it's like the decontamination. I feel like the government's not doing enough. But at the same time, I know this is going to sound very bad, but I do feel like there's manipulation going on with the government, with the people. I do feel like they know they can fix certain things, but I just feel like this is like a world plan. I feel like this is just not, it's because I just feel like it's a world plan. I just feel like the world's just gone a bit crazy. Okay, we've also got here, I feel like for Sydney where I am, we've already had 3 floods this year. I feel like we may have 2 more floods happening, is what I feel possibly. I feel like unfortunately 2 more floods for this year that could happen. I feel like that when they're talking about that job number of it being so low, I kind of feel like it's fake. I don't feel like that is a real number. I feel like there's more people unemployed than what they're saying. But that's what I feel. Okay, I feel like people who, low income earners, I feel like they're not going to be able, people in general are not going to be able to afford certain things, is what I feel like. So I do feel like people are going to have to go without. I do feel like the shelves are going to be more bare. Even meat, I feel like there's going to be a shortage of some sort of meat, and it could be because of the foot disease thing, the foot and mouth disease that's coming in from Bali. But at the same time, I'm seeing like travel could be stopped again. Could see a travel stopped or lessen. It's like we need to avoid certain parts of the world coming up. Okay, I feel like more people are going to be doing side hustles, pop-ups are going to be coming on. People are going to have to start being more creative on how they make a living, how they get jobs, and how they put food on the table is how I feel like things are going to be. There will be more communal aspects coming up, but I feel like corruption is going to come up. People are going to see more stuff about corruption coming up. It's going to be more about in our faces. The protests won't stop. I think people will have enough of things and will be tired of being like everything put under the rug or being lied to. That's what I feel like is going to start coming up. Okay. Okay, now when I'm looking at the staff shortages that's going on, so in Sydney we're having the strike where we've got the strikes with the transport, we've got strikes with teachers, and we've got the strikes with the medical staff. Okay, I feel like there's a blame game going on here between the government and with the unions. I feel like the unions are being a little bit greedy, although I don't work in those sectors, but I just feel like unions, they are being greedy, and especially I guess with my state where unions lie, the other party's not in power, and I feel like I just feel like it's not a whole, it's just this very complicated, these issues that are coming up here, but I do see an agreement coming up, so I do feel like by October there are agreements being made and settled. I do feel like by December, so in medical staff, the ones who lost their job due to not getting the in the arm, I feel like you'll be able to go back to work by December. I know that's months away. I'm going to say by December you've got your jobs back, because I feel like that the scales, it's not balancing, and it's like the education, they need to bring the teachers back. It's going to be the same way. They need to bring you back on board. Because I feel like the unions, it's the unions that are delaying things. Because I feel like the government's trying to put pieces together, and I feel like it's the unions who are not coming to the table, who are not. I just feel like the unions are being very greedy. That's what I feel like, and they're not being considerate of all the other sectors and all the other people that's going on in the country. Okay, I do feel like there's going to be some more support staff and admin staff hired in schools. I feel like it'll be easier to get into the school system in terms of work, in terms of like maybe not needing like a degree. So maybe certain like more teacher aid jobs or other support roles may come up. I feel like in schools to help support teachers as well. But I feel like what's going to happen too is that the teachers are going to be also held accountable. So I feel like there will be like some sort of check system, some sort of like testing system, or like a yearly like some sort of appraisal to check that teachers work is done like ethically and good. So I feel like that's going to come into play as well. Okay, we've got here, so the transport, there's still more stuff coming up with transport. I feel like through transport, I guess here I am in Sydney, it's going to go more upside down. They're going to go slower still. Again, I feel like this is about greed. But again, I feel like by December, it's kind of been settled out, smoothed over. Okay, I did that, but the Premier of WA, I kind of feel like he's a bit of a sellout and a puppet. I've said that. Okay, so I feel like the injuries, like the vax injuries, just say it now. I kind of feel like they might get worse. You might hear, but it's not like it's broadcasted. It's like underground, so you hear like word of mouth. That's what I feel like. I don't feel like we're gonna hear. I don't see the flip happening just yet. I feel like there is going to be some more scare tactics coming up, because I do feel like they're going to try and push for the 5th. But I feel like the intake is going to get less. So I feel like the intake for the 3rd's less, the intake for the 4th less, intake for the 5th, it's going to be less. But I do feel like the injuries and the side effects, that's going to get worse with that. And when they're saying about the hospitals they're saying it's COVID. Again, I feel like it's for the other thing. I don't feel like it's necessarily for COVID. I feel like it's for the other thing that's going on. And the same with when we're looking at funerals, like there's a backdate of funerals, and again, there's blaming COVID, but I feel like it's more the other stuff. So what I was just saying about the 2026 in my American video, I feel like that's going to be like a worldwide thing about that. Okay. And I feel like the government, and I feel like this is to do with this thing still with the vax, the government's not listening to the people, so especially our government, who we have in power. It's like they're on their own agendas. They aren't listening to the people. They aren't listening to what we need, what we want. And I just feel like they're in this because they've got to meet obligations that they've signed up for. They're not listening. They're not taking proper advice. It's like they don't, as I say, I feel like they don't know what they're doing. That's what I feel like. Now, I've got that Liberal will win the New South Wales state election. That's next year. I'll go more deeper next year with that. But with Melbourne, because I know people in Melbourne, and people that view my channel, you guys want Dan out. So, okay, what I was getting, and I was going into like what I could see in the charts, with astrology charts, what I could see. I kind of feel like Dan Andrews might be out. I do feel like that the Liberal guy could get in. I feel like possibility of him getting in. I might even do some cards on that, but I kind of feel like he might get in. Okay, so I feel like, because what's happening with him, he's got, so Dan Andrews is a Cancer sun. He's got a moon in Taurus, and his Mercury's in Leo. The Leo gives him the ego. So I feel like this guy has a very big ego boost. He's a very much, he thinks about himself, but what's in his chart, he's coming up with some very big life lessons coming up for him. I feel like he's going to learn that he can't just treat people the way that he is, and he's kind of going to be a laughing stock almost. but there's some big life lesson coming up for him, and he's going to have Uranus in November. He's going to have Uranus over the moon, so unexpected over the home and family. It's going to happen to him. And I was tuning into him, and it was like election night, and it was like no one was around him. It was like you could hear crickets. But the other guy, I don't know. I kind of feel like he's going to win. The Liberals win there. He's a Pisces, but he's got a Leo moon, and then he's got the Aquarius Mercury. The Leo moon is going to give him more of that leadership role. He's got the Jupiter over the sun. Like Albanese, it's left his sun, but the energy is still there. That can help bring him in, like we've seen with the federal election. Kind of feel like he has a heartfelt nature about him when I was looking at his photo. So his name's Matthew Jason Guy. His name is, when I googled him. Okay, so I also was getting bug. I kept on seeing, and I feel like this is going to happen in Queensland, but crops in Queensland. I kept on seeing like bugs, like about the crops and bugs, and I'm seeing like big like what were they, like grasshoppers or something, like big like grasshoppers or something, like a bug is, and I feel like that's going to affect our crops coming up. I didn't get a timeline with that, but I just couldn't see these big bugs and eating the crops. Okay. Okay, so we've got here, also with the flooding here, I don't know, I'm suspecting that the chemtrail thing may be a possibility with that too. I feel like it could be a thing. I just feel like this, yeah. What I feel like they're trying to do is they're trying to push for their global warming or their climate change message. I feel like that's what they're really trying to do. Look, I'm not going to deny that climate change is probably a thing with some of the stuff that happens on Earth, but at the same time, our world is changing. It changes. That's what it does. We go through ice ages. We've gone through other things. In a matter of fact, it's actually going through an ice age, not a global warming. But we've got the Earth itself, the rotation, the magnetic pull is actually off. So the world is actually spinning faster than what it should be. Plus, we've got solar flares that are happening at the moment as well, which I feel like these things are more what's causing the climate changing. And I feel like government may be helping a little bit. I know that sounds a bit conspiracy theory, but I feel like we're living in a time where nothing is impossible. That's where I feel like, and I feel like we are being really big manipulated. And I feel like this is the Neptune Pisces. We are all being very manipulated. That's what I feel. Okay, so because I just feel like that the federal government and the state government, there's going to be a lot of clashing. There's going to be a lot of fights, arguments with the state and the federal government clashing. That's going to be happening and going on too. And it's just because that the top level just don't know. I just feel like I just get this feeling they don't know what they're doing. Okay. Okay, the foot mouth, isolating animals. Okay, so I feel like we meat shortage. We too with that foot and mouth. Okay, our summer. I feel like we're gonna have a hot summer. I feel like because it's been cold, and again they're gonna push the climate change thing. They're gonna push. I just feel like we're going to get into a summer that is very hot. That's what I feel like. And the housing boom, I feel like is the housing boom is over. The bubbles burst. I feel like people, even though the pricing is going to come down, people are not going to be able to afford to buy houses. So the schemes that are coming into play, the government scheme, I don't feel good about that scheme where they buy a percentage of the house, because I feel like they're going to it's going to come to a point where they may hold you to ransom in paying it back. I don't feel like it's going to be a great idea when you look at fine printing. Okay, we've got here. Okay, yeah, I feel like there's going to be some sort of train disaster. I keep on seeing a derailment for trains. So I feel like there's going to be some big train disaster. And I feel like it's going to be, just because the weather's so hot. I just feel like, yeah, the weather's hot. There's going to be some sort of train disaster that happens. So I said about the travel. Okay, cruising. I feel like we can all go back to cruising. It doesn't matter what your status is, vax, no vax. I feel like that's going to happen by February next year is when we're all free to go on back on the boats. Okay, with the Olympic Games coming up, I feel like there's going to be some sort of swimming scandal that's going to come up with that. That's what I was feeling when I was tuning into that. Okay, that's my notes. Let's do some cards. Okay, quickly some cards to see what else I can see and pick up for you guys. I'm sorry if I didn't get, that's what was coming out to me. I guess because I live in Sydney, those are the issues that are facing with me in Sydney. If I haven't covered on an issue that's facing your state, please let me know and I will look into that for you. Because, okay, let's have a look here. I do feel like for Queensland, I do feel like your Premier is kind of, evil. I do feel like see her as being evil. And she has manipulations at play too. What's she going to do? She's going to stop something. She's going to stop. I kind of feel by next election she's out too. Okay. Will she win again for a third time? No, I feel like she's going to win for a third time. I feel like she's done too much damage to her reputation. Okay. Let's have a look here. Look, I feel like the lesson that we're all going to have here is like love by neighbor. Like learn to, I guess, treat people. Oh yeah, that's right. Is that new thing they want to bring in too? Having a third tier. It's like they want to bring in a third tier government system. I feel like that would be a no. So I feel like I've heard of a referendum coming in where it's going to be a three tier government kinda what they got set up. It's like another party has a final say. Don't get too involved because it's going to get too political. But I feel like it's going to be a no. I kind of feel like this is the people. Okay, I feel like, because I do feel like there's more battles coming up. There is more fighting coming up, which could be the war energy that I see coming in as well. But I feel like we're going to have to learn to or help each other out. I do feel like there's going to be more of a push against certain, I guess, ethnic types to maybe behave, or there'll be a push to shove to where people go. I do feel like the little people, so the general public, is going to stand up to the government. It'll be like an uprising where people have had enough. People are going to start talking more. People are going to start waking up, and as for like people like push to the shove, people are going to start fighting back, and there's going to be more people that come and fight back. That's going to start coming up. There is an aspect of wanting, I feel like, peace. We're going to feel worn down. We're going to feel like it's a bit of disaster. But come by the end of 2023, as a nation, we have gotten stronger. We have claimed back some of our, rights, some of our freedoms. Like, we've claimed back to make a country that I feel like is quite better than where we are now. Contaminating the water. I feel like there's something. I know they already said there was a scare about water, but I feel like there could be some more contaminating of something about the water, like contaminating the water, something about the water source. There's something coming up with that. I feel like it's going to come up too. It's coming up too with that. I feel like there's going to be another big death. There's going to be a big death. This card is reminding me of someone. It's just with this card here, I feel like that this is going to be like another big shock, death. I'm not getting who though. I feel like it's going to be to do with the backs. I just feel like I don't know who this is going to be. I just feel like people aren't going to expect it. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that. I just feel like it could be a male, but I just feel like there's going to be a shock death that comes up. And I know that sounds very broad, but I feel like we're not going to see it coming. It's just going to be, I just feel like people are going to be a bit shocked. Like, what? Almost like the Shane Warne thing. Like, that was a bit of a shock. I kind of feel like it's, and it's foul play. I feel like there's this foul play, but we won't be told or know. We're coming up to, and people are going to feel trapped, but people also need to learn to help themselves a bit more as well. Sometimes we trap ourselves, and I feel like that's what this card is. Like, we trapped ourselves, but we're gonna have to really learn to fight for what we believe in, to reclaim everything back. So I feel like the little people having to stand up to the bigger people is sort of what's going to happen here, as a nation. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of war, fighting energy, angry energy coming up too, and it's just this blame game with the government, with us. That's what I feel. Okay, I will leave it there, just because this video is now going past 30 minutes, but there will be a change. So I feel like there's going to be a change for leadership. There's a change coming up. So I feel like, I don't feel like this, what's his name, Anthony, I just don't feel like he's going to be there forever, or till the thing. I don't feel like it. He will be. I feel like what's going to get him out is that he's just not going to be liked. That's what I feel like. Just not liked. Okay, I will leave it there. I hope I've touched, if there's any issue that I didn't touch on that's happening around you, or you want to know, or that I've maybe forgotten about, please put it in the comment section and I will get to it as soon as I can. So thank you for your likes, comments and your shares, and I will see you for my next video. So my next one, I am going to do England. So England will be next, and then I will do Europe, include the World Economic Forum in that video. I will do India as well, so I did get a request for India. And yeah, if you want me to do one for your country, please put in the comment section. I'll put it on my list to do. I'll get them as soon as I can. And for myself at the moment, I've actually just where I am in my job life, I've had to do a bit of night work, so which kind of screws up my routine. So just bear with me in getting up the videos. So bye for now, and I'll see you for the next video. So bye for now.